everybody. I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Welcome to VO Buzz Weekly, the global web show that is putting a face to the voice of everyone you love in the voiceover business.
Wow, global? I love that.
I know. We're
so
up
cool.
to 80 countries right now, Chuck Duran.
Holy smokes.
Seriously?
Thank you.
Yes.
How cool is that?
It's great.
Hey, we have a great show for you guys today. Debi Derryberry is going to be on the show. She's got so much cool information. First of all, if you want to get into the VO business, if you are a fan of hers, if you want some tips to help you get up in the morning, she's got them for you.
She does, and she's got so much to talk about, and she's just a lovely, lovely person.
Very cool.
So stay tuned.
That's right. And now it's time for Tip of the Week. What was that?
I don't know. We have to get we're working on our sound effects, by the way. But a lot of people liked my little horse thing
They
I did.
They loved the horse. I thought it was a little freaky, but other people loved her horse.
Yeah. Chuck wanted to get rid of my horse. I said, no, we're going with it.
We kept it in. We didn't edit it out.
Can you tell the show is unscripted?
Right? So let me talk about Tip of the Week.
This is a great tip.
You guys, I'm telling you, you want to get some
ready to
pens
get
out,
notes.
take some notes, because I'm going to show you how to build a broadcast quality home studio for voiceover for under $500. Ready?
Under $500.
Under $500. Never before seen on television.
Okay, go for it.
Never before. Television or PC or Mac.
Yeah.
So here it is. Very simple. And people ask me all the time, I'm building a home studio, or they play me stuff and send me files. Here's some sounds that I'm getting out of my home studio. What do you think? A lot of the stuff that I hear is horrible. And we don't want that. You want your auditions or jobs, for that matter, to be great and sound really, really good. As good as the stuff that you would hear on a commercial or radio or whatever. So here's what I got. The first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a microphone. What's a good microphone that you can get? And a preamp. Some people are like, oh, you don't really need a preamp. That's bull, loney. Okay, you need a preamp in order to get that mic to sound nice. At least
which
for voiceover.
preamp do you recommend
Check this
that is
out.
economical?
Microphone. You should get the Harlan Hogan VO1A. This is a great microphone. It's under $300 and it sounds amazing. I've actually A/B'd it against some of my mics, some of which are like over $4,000, and this thing is like, I'm telling you what, it could punch some punches.
Harlan Hogan's amazing.
Exactly.
He really knows what he's talking about.
Preamp, the Centrance MicPort Pro. This is an amazing little thing. It's about this big. You plug your mic into it, then you grab the other end, you plug it into your PC or to your Mac, and that's it. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
As far as programs go, if you're on a Mac, Twisted Wave. It's made for Mac. It's made for voiceover. There's a guy on YouTube that teaches you how to set up a session, record, download to MP3, and send it in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible, right? If you don't have a Mac, then
and Twisted Wave is only, it's like $79.
It's $79. It's $79, okay?
Really affordable.
Exactly. And if you're not on a Mac, if you're on PC, then Audacity software is free.
Free.
It's free.
Everyone can afford free.
Exactly, and that works with either Mac or PC.
It's just a free download.
Exactly. If you go to my website, demosatrock.com, and you go into my resources page, I have a bunch of gear on there that you can just click on and buy, and I've actually found the best prices through Amazon on stuff. There's a package for that mic and preamp that I just talked about for the whole package for $399. Okay,
cool.
So that plus your Twisted Wave or Audacity free, you're looking at under $500, man, and you are rocking.
Love it.
How about that?
That's a great tip, Chuck. Bring it on.
There you go. Bring it on, baby. What
Well,
do you
I'm
got
going
for us?
to see your tip and raise you.
She's going to raise me.
Viewer emails.
Okay, here we go.
This comes from Cindy from New Jersey.
Hi, Cindy.
Cindy says, Chuck and Stacey, I found your show last week and have now watched every single episode. I've always been interested in VO, but didn't know much about how to get into the business. Your show is inspiring as well as a much-needed reality check. I've got work to do, but now I have a plan. Also, since I watch your show at work, and am often interrupted, I need to pause the show at various times. Every single time, no matter which episode I'm watching, the paused frame is of everyone smiling or laughing. I love that. You are so positive and welcoming, and since I can't wait until Sunday to see the new show, I am now going back to rewatch the old ones. Thanks for an awesome show. Thanks, Cindy.
Cindy, you are cool. Don't get fired watching
Yeah,
VO Buzz
exactly.
Weekly, though, okay?
So
Keep
turn
it
your
under
computer
control.
around so no one can see you. Very
Good.
good. We don't want to be responsible for that.
Yeah, no,
Now,
no.
this one I love, okay?
Yeah.
This is from Brian from the post office.
I remember Brian. Yes.
Chuck was in the post office, and a guy came
I'll
up
tell
to
this
him.
story. I'm
Okay.
at the post office, my local post office, mailing some stuff, and all of a sudden this guy,
'Cause
Brian,
why else would you
comes
be
up
at the
to me
post
and he
office?
goes, "Excuse me." And I go, "Yes, sir." He goes, "I watch your show, VO Buzz Weekly." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, dude. Bob, I'll tell Stacy about it. She'll get a kick out of it."
Yeah.
So I come home and told her, "Hey, I just got recognized at the post office for VO Buzz Weekly. How cool is that?"
I know, I thought it was for Rock Sugar, and he's like, no, VO Buzz Weekly.
So
Yes,
there you
so
go,
then
Brian.
shortly after that,
Yes.
there was this email, so we want to share this. He says, I'm Brian, the guy who recognized you in the post office.
Nice.
No, I am not cyber-stalking you, honest. I just thought I'd write and thank you and Stacy for doing the show. I'm a recent arrival in LA, and even though I haven't had much time to watch them all yet, I've watched a few, and they have been full of good information and inspiration. Really, really good stuff. I'll keep watching, and maybe our paths will cross again one of these days. And Stacy, maybe I'll see you at, I don't know, the CVS or something. I'm sometimes there, or Trader Joe's, or...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Hey, thanks for the email,
Yeah.
Brian. And it was really nice meeting you at
Welcome
the
to
post office.
LA, and thanks for watching.
Exactly.
It's time for Debi Derryberry.
You guys are in for a treat. Let's just go there now.
Just say her name 3 times. It makes you smile.
That's right. Let's go.
Okay, guys, have a question for you. What do Jimmy Neutron, Clay from Playhouse Disney, Draculaura from Monster High, and the new Speedy Alka Seltzer all have in common? They have the voice of our guest, and she is amazing. She is also an accomplished on-camera actor, animal activist, author, and singer-songwriter with an award-winning children's CD. She is fabulous. We can't wait to talk to her, and we're so, so happy she's here with us on VO Buzz Weekly. We are so happy to welcome Debi Derryberry.
Yay!
Yay, Debi.
Thanks, gosh,
Debbie rocks.
I have a
Put
big
it
head
there.
now. You guys,
Welcome
I
to
was such
VO
a
Buzz
nice
Weekly.
intro.
You
Thank
deserve
you,
it.
Stacy.
You're welcome.
And I love the digs. They're so
Thank
cool
you.
with your
Nice digs. We're
crushed,
surrounded by crushed velvet.
crushed velvet
Yes.
walls. Love it. I feel
Yes.
very palatial, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could live here.
Well, we are so excited to have you here. I mean,
Thank
Stacy's
you.
we've been like Googling you a little bit and checking out all your little
Yeah, so much
closet.
to talk about. Yeah.
And man, I got to tell you, I was so excited to be here today because, you're a rock star and you do all these like cool freaking little characters that I love. On top of that, we're excited. Let's get
Yeah.
started, shall
Okay,
we?
okay,
because
okay.
we got lots of questions. This I know nobody's ever asked you your entire life. This will be a VO Buzz Weekly exclusive. How did you get started in VO?
Oh, I haven't ever thought about that before.
your
No
time.
one's ever
Take your
asked
time.
me.
Take your time. We want to
Okay.
know. They want to know.
I did what most. It was pretty normal, really. I was a pre-med at UCLA.
That's not normal.
Singing country music in the stairwells. So I moved to Nashville instead of going to med school. And somebody heard me and said, will you do a commercial demo as a kid's voice? And they paid for the demo. So I started doing radio commercials and jingles in a kid's voice in Nashville. And then I did some stand-in work for little boys because I'm not really very big.
I'm with you, sister. There you go. Small and mighty, though.
One of the mothers of the boys said, hey, you should look into cartoon voices. And it wasn't until that very moment that it actually struck me that Fred Flintstone wasn't really Fred Flintstone, that somebody voiced him. Never crossed my mind in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew people teased me because I sounded like this. Like this is my normal voice. I've been through a lot of training to get my voice down here.
Wow.
This is trained. But this is really comfortable. This is how I would like to speak all the time, but people wouldn't like it. Like, can I take your appendix out? No. Like, it's a good thing I didn't go into medicine,
Yeah, right.
you know?
It's like, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Can your mom? I get that on the phone too. People are like, can I talk to your mom? And I'm like, I'm the mom.
And when they
I
call
am
at
my
dinner
mom.
time, hello? Hi, this is the LA Times calling. No, my mom's not here right now. You have to call back later. Bye.
Very convenient. Nice.
So, this mother, it was Scotty Menville's mom,
Okay.
and she said, she gave me some names of casting directors, and I contacted them, and one of them was Ginny McSwain and Sue Blue, and they all were like, great tape. It was a cassette.
Yeah. Cassette tape.
You gotta be in LA though. That's where animation is. So I moved back home, and I signed with ICM, and that was over 20 years ago.
That's awesome.
And
Get
I've
down.
switched agencies a couple times since then, and I'm at Arlene Thornton now because it's really near my son's school, and I don't have
Yeah.
to drive very far for
Perfect.
group reads. And yeah, the rest, it's just kind of one of those things now I say to younger people if I'm asked for advice or something, if you see a door that opens, just run through it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because how many doors do you get that open for
It's
you?
true.
You know,
It's true.
you're knocking on doors your whole life. I really wanna, and then, whew,
Right.
Absolutely.
no, I'm here.
Yep.
But you clearly had confidence in yourself to walk that door. I think because some people don't believe in their own abilities or just the curiosity. So clearly
I'm
that's
not
your
sure if I
nature.
could, but I know if I want to do something, I've always been very persistent.
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister and my brother are really fine actors. She doesn't act right now. She teaches in a regular job, and my brother is an attorney. And they're better actors than me, but you know what? I'm very persistent. And
Right.
I just keep going and keep going and keep going. That's
Yeah.
what happened in Nashville when I wanted to get on the Ralph Emery show. Every morning I drove in and I sat there in the audience and I gave him my demo. I want to sing, I want to sing, I want to sing. And one day Lori Morgan didn't show up for when she was just starting out in country
Yeah.
music. And he comes out and he says, you want to sing on the show today? And I'm like, ah! And it was snowing. It was Christmas Eve.
Oh my God,
And I
Christmas
get up
Eve?
at 5:30 in the morning. You know, the farmers watch this show.
Yeah.
And so I sang a song with the house band, and Norm Ray, one of the sax players, like very famous musician in Nashville, and after the show he was like, "Hey, let me introduce you to this agent. You have a great voice," because he was thinking, and that's what I ended up doing. So I
That is
owe
so
a lot
cool.
of people thanks, but
Yeah.
you never know what doors are going to open, so
You
have
don't.
to run through them.
It's true.
But that's the cool thing about being prepared. And by that, I mean, hone into your skills, become really great at what you do. And if you're persistent and go through doors like Debbie has, something's going to happen for you.
Sometimes you have to break them down.
Yes,
Right.
break
Sometimes,
them
like,
down.
Pick the
I'm
lock.
For
coming in.
God's sakes.
Sometimes I get out a bobby pin and I pick the lock.
Pick the lock. It doesn't have to be legal.
Well, speaking of a door opening, how did the role of Jimmy Neutron come to you?
Well, let's see. It was
Should
just
I get comfortable for
get
this
comfy
one?
for
Yeah,
this
there you
one. It was just a normal audition, The agent calls me. He says, "Go over to the studio, and you're auditioning for this thing, Johnny Quasar or something." And that's what it used to be called. And then they had some copyright problem. And I looked at the people auditioning, and it was the biggies of the biggies. Pammy Siegel was there, and Nancy Cartwright, and everybody was there. And they all have those great textured voices, like that thing that I can't do for very long. And I thought, I can't compete with that. So I used a different voice that had no texture in it, which was just kind of like this, but it doesn't have any gravel. And it was a surprise to me. It always is. It's always very exciting. It's like, when you're at Vegas, ching ching, ah!
You're right.
lemons.
Yeah.
And it was just a little pilot, just a little demo then. So I booked it and I did the little 8-minute demo, and they animated it, and I got the VHS of it. And then they said, "Hey, we're gonna do a feature," and I was like, "Excellent! I'm starring in a feature animated film." So it was great, and then when it got nominated for an Oscar, and I was like, "Oh wow, who would have thunk of that?"
Awesome.
And then they said, "We're going to do a series now. We're going to do 65 episodes." So it was just like one little bonus perk on top of the next. But they all start the same. Especially these days. They
Yeah.
start very small, very inexpensive, because, you don't have a lot of money to pop out there at the beginning. You want to
Right.
try things out.
Right.
Yep.
And when I saw the, I don't know if not really animatic, I saw the short. I was like, this is really pretty. I was showing it to people going, look how great this is. I mean, it wasn't that it was me, it was just that it looked great.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then they just blew that up into a movie, and it was just one thing after another. And even now when I do conventions, Jimmy Neutron's like the big thing, except
Yeah.
for the Tenchi Muyo people, and, it's always going to be Tenchi Muyo with them. So yeah, that was the Jimmy Neutron thing. And I was pregnant during the movie and during the series. I just brought my baby to the
Wow.
sessions and my nanny, and, feed the baby, talk like a boy. Feed the baby,
Yeah.
talk like a boy.
That's the beauty of voiceover versus on
How
camera.
cool is that? Yeah, right?
Quite work out.
Holy Toledo.
Well, and did they use any of your physical stature or characteristics when they actually animated him?
Yeah, they came and they filmed my hair in the morning. And that's what they used for Jimmy Neutron.
Whenever I look at him, I crave soft serve ice cream. There's just something about it I
No,
love.
I don't know if they did for Neutron. They may have, but a lot of times they'll bring cameras into the recording studio
Right.
to see what the heck is she doing with her face to get that noise out. And I've seen animator friends of mine with mirrors right there, like at Nickelodeon, if you look at their little booths, they have mirrors there so that they can turn to the mirror and go, whoa, whoa, and they'll do that, oh, and they may have done that. And
Wow.
I mean, it's a wonder he came out looking okay, because I'm just like a spaz when I'm recording. I think
I bet. I would love to see that. That's got to
it's
be a
not
blast.
pretty. I know Tim Curry came up to me
Hey,
at one of my
maybe we have a
sessions
clip of
and
that. No, no.
Our hidden cameras. We're at a recent
go
session with Debbie.
cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I was doing Tinkerbell for a bunch of these episodes of Peter Pan and the Pirates, and I don't know, I think it was Tim Curry or Michael Bell, they came up and said, do you know when you talk like Tinkerbell, you go cross-eyed? What do you mean?
Like whatever
I
it
didn't
takes. Whatever it takes. Well, the results are brilliant, so
Yeah.
whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
thank you, Stacey.
Let me ask you something. With all these crazy voices that you do, because I'm hearing someone, I'm like, wow, that would hurt. Are there any rituals or exercises you do to keep your voice healthy?
You don't want to hear them. Maybe you do.
Yeah, I
well,
wanna hear 'em.
Actually, our viewers,
We all
they
wanna hear 'em.
love
This
to
is
hear-
good stuff, man. We can
they
learn.
love it. So
Okay, well, I don't smoke past midnight. I'm kidding.
That's a good
so
tip.
Funny, I'm funny.
I only smoke after midnight.
I've never smoked a day of my life,
Good.
and obviously you can't if you're going to have very clear. The way my voice works is it makes a living being very on the cord. You know, there's no mucus in there. There's no gravel in it. It's just a clear voice. Except the old lady, she got a little bit. Wait, there she is. No, she's got a little bit of gravel, but that one isn't painful at all. And I don't drink a lot of coffee before I record. Of course, there's the green apple trick, what everybody
Yes.
knows. I'm sure
Right.
Bob Bergen went over that.
Yeah. Take a bite of a green apple and then you can do voiceovers.
Yep.
Rock
All
on
of a
lemon
sudden,
drops.
voices appear.
You know,
No
in my front of my
mouth
studio, I've got a little dish of lime, some apples, some water. Now, when I'm done recording, I go to coffee, cream cheese, chocolate.
So record in a fruit orchard and then go to Dairy Queen. Excellent.
That's pretty
Brilliant.
much it.
Got it.
And you know, just basic singing exercises help. When I'm in the car, I try to explore it's really an awful noise, but it's like get them really right next to each other, and it's grating. I know it, like into the red. Boom.
And so what that does is it just warm up your chords to
Yeah.
be, yeah? Okay, cool.
And then you can, if you warm up higher than you need to be, then you're fine.
Then you're fine.
If it's
Right.
Right.
and then you're never going that high, but at least it's okay.
Exactly.
At least it's
Opened up.
You
That's
don't
right,
want to
yeah.
do these when you walk into your local bank.
in
Make
your
sure
car.
you're in your car.
You actually
on
might
the
get
freeway,
better service
windows
though.
rolled
They
up.
want to get you out of there.
And I wonder how people in New York who don't have cars, where do they warm up? Because
In the
I'm in my
street.
car. I guess no one.
That's the only way to kind of blend in in New York is to be crazy.
in New York?
But I'm from New York, and I was a dancer there. But I mean, you just do whatever you want to do. That's what's great about New York is you can go to the little corner deli, and someone's literally in curlers and a robe. So you're like, as weird or as off as you think you are, there is always someone who pushes
my.
it. So
This is true.
I mean, here though, you have your own little private car.
It's true.
And you could do whatever you want,
Yeah.
whatever you want,
Whatever you want.
whatever
Whatever.
you want in your car.
Anything
I mean,
goes.
does your car look like a house like mine? I mean, I've got all kinds of things in it, all my supplies.
yeah, my trunk has multiple wardrobes. I just
She's
need a
like
little
MacGyver.
porta
She
potty,
has
and I could live in
pliers,
it.
hangers, glue. You can find everything in Stacy's
It's kind
car.
of a game. People will say, "Do you have kindling sticks?"
yeah.
Yes, I do. I mean, it's my kind of
Yeah.
I'm very
Well, I
Love
like
that.
that about
Prepared.
LA and the cars, and you know the earthquake. I update mine
Exactly.
every 6 months. It's
Yep.
in the car right now.
Yeah.
I give it to my husband. Here's your earthquake. Quick, what do I need that for? Put it in the car.
It's
Yeah.
insurance, absolutely. Okay, so you have your on-camera acting, you have your singing and songwriting, in addition to your voice acting. How do they complement each other for you?
Whew, how do they compliment? It's just more work, Stacy. It's just a lot more work. You know, on my headshots, I have to have the on-camera headshot. I have to have
Right.
the animation shot for I only use them for like signing.
Well, I do have to say that right now you have this hilarious Stanley steamer commercial. The doggy
That
cam.
was
It's so
fun.
good. You have to. It's on YouTube, I know, but you have to look at it. It's so funny. You're
It's really
so
funny.
darling in it.
I started booking, you know how you go in through different ages, like I was the college-y, and before that I was playing a little boy a lot, and
Yeah.
then now I'm into the nosy neighbor, or the co-worker, or the annoying, like the Mrs. Kravitz.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
playing on. Like the last 5 things I booked have been like this Miss Kravitz secretary.
Yeah.
The thing on iCarly, I play Ms. Varman, the Principal Franklin's secretary,
Yes.
and she has that same. And I'm
her
thinking,
wordrobe is great too. They
isn't
put her in
that
the most
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
unfortunate looking
Unfortunate. It's like there's a bustle, only it's not a bustle. That's me.
It does. It does.
And it's crazy. And she always has a banana. So complimenting each other, it's hard because I don't want them to touch really, because then
Right.
you get pigeonholed.
Yeah.
And in this business, it'd be nice if I could be just content doing voiceovers, because I love voiceover. I love cartoons, animation. I love everything about it. From the audition process to watching it on TV. It's
Yeah.
all fun. However, I've been writing songs since I was 9 years old. I love singing. Singing in front of people is my favorite thing to do.
Ever?
Ever. I love voiceover
loves it.
too. And wait, on camera, that is really fun too.
Yeah.
It's all fun. But mostly, I think it's the applause.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's
Can't
what
you
she
say,
loves the
No, you
most.
can't beat
Yeah,
that
I
live.
love that.
For me.
You can't
Yes.
beat the
You know,
live
if people walked
performance.
into my bedroom and just clapped for me in the morning.
Here we go.
I can vouch. I can
Thank
vouch.
you, I got up.
I can vouch for that, man. So, but,
Right?
yeah.
Isn't it great?
Oh
Yeah,
my
when
God.
you play
It's like a
for
rush.
50,000
It's
people,
crazy.
I mean, when I was
First of all, you
dancing
get out
for
on
live
stage and you
crowds,
just go
I
like,
mean,
really? I'm here? No way.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. And think about this, because I think that you definitely have. You have to.
Okay.
no pressure.
No, was there any advice, like early on in your career, that somebody gave you that maybe at that time you didn't feel it was really going to help you out a lot, but it actually ended up helping you a lot?
Yeah, a couple things. I was working in a real estate office.
This was after
Singing.
med school, by the way.
No, this is after
Okay.
college, before med school. Well, I was singing country music in Orange County and coming back, and it was late nights, and it was writing music, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And I dated this guy who said, Debbie, you ought to move to Nashville. And my boss at the time, who's a dear friend of mine still today, said, go, because he's done everything he wanted to do, and he knew how much I loved music and singing, and that I needed to do this. And so I went, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I went where I took their advice and went where they thought I should go, but I kept doing what I wanted to do. And somehow or other, it guided me right into this pocket where I could make a living and be successful and be doing the one thing I loved. I had another great piece of advice that my uncle, one night I was really worried about what other people were going to think of me.
Yeah.
And he said, Debbie, when you roll over at night in bed, you roll over at night in bed. He said, there's nobody else there. No matter who's in bed with you, no matter what, it's going to be you. And I think about that, and to me that really means that you better be true to yourself and be doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that kind of,
That's
I mean, it's
powerful.
simple but profound.
No, but it's
It is.
powerful.
It
It really
is.
is.
It is, and it's so, and you're so right, because I think myself, not that this interview is about me, but hey, why not? Let's take a second here. Let's go. But there's been many times when I've thought to myself, wow, if I had never met this person, or if he had never told me this one little piece of thing, my life would be so different right now. We wouldn't be here right now. Which is
That's
really,
right.
really weird. And so you think back into that little piece of advice that somebody gave you, go. Just that, go. Had you
Yeah.
not done that, the whole course of your life might have been completely different.
And I still speak to that man. I spoke to him earlier today.
You'd be
and
taking out my kidneys right now. Or something.
Totally.
I don't know.
Hey, look what I found in
Yeah.
here!
Oh,
my
boy.
gosh, what does this do? What have you been eating?
Hi-ya-yi-ya.
I got one more kind of ridiculous
Yes.
piece of advice
Yeah.
that my dad shared with me, and it's just kind of helpful in everyday activities. He said, if you can't decide, it doesn't matter. Like when it's down to 2. Let's see, this plumber, that plumber. This dress, that dress. I'm really torn between these 2 decisions. If you can't decide, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
That's
I'm going to
good.
use that.
Yeah, I've
and
used that a lot.
You should use that. What are you talking
You to show on the back of your hand.
I'm
is that what you're
easy.
doing?
No, it's true. And I mean, you were very close to your family, you know, and so you had, I mean, obviously from a child, you were nurtured and supported your desire to perform. You got your first guitar when you were 9. I mean, so I think that just having that kind of
You know, I forced them. I was like, I've
No
got
rest.
another song. Sit out! Sit out! Okay. Everybody listened all the time to me singing.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they
that's
were pretty great. And harmonies. Singing harmonies in the car. Didn't you just sing harmonies with your family in the car?
God.
Was that the best?
I used to wake up Saturday mornings with my mom singing at the top of her lungs while she was cleaning the house. That's how I woke up every
yeah.
Saturday in Spanish. Of course, she's Cuban.
I love it.
And I'd be like, well, it's time to wake up.
Yeah. No slipping in.
So cute.
Yeah.
I love that when families sing together.
We
Really,
did a lot
really,
of
really
that.
cool. Yeah. You have any questions for Debbie?
I do.
What else do you want to know?
Because she's got some answers.
So kind of on a similar note, what do you think, I mean, because obviously you have this long, wonderful career that's going strong. What do you think it takes to be successful in the business today for a voice actor?
Now that is a really good question, and the answer is to do the business. It is a lot of fun, but it's the business. You know, it's like being a new realtor. You have your cold calls to make. It's like being in any business. You have your relationships you have to nurture. You have to keep your chops up.
Yep.
I think more than anything, it's exploring every avenue, every venue you can. And for a voice artist, it might be, you know, auditioning for everything your agent sends you. Or if you don't have an agent, going on Voice 123 or VO Planet, or offering to do things for free or something just to get something recorded. And these days, you know, having someone teach you Pro Tools or teach you Sound Studio or GarageBand, getting a cheap mic, anything so that you can start recording. There's so much you can do for yourself, and there's so many different places in VO that you can focus
Yes.
on. I think, I even forgot the question.
What
I forgot the answer and the question. What are you talking about? Who are
You
you?
have CRS.
No, what do you think it
CRS.
takes to be successful?
Can't remember.
What do you think it takes
What
to
does
be
it take to be
successful?
successful?
Doing the
and
business.
it is just doing the business. And for me, it's from morning till night every day. I get up before my son's up. I'm at the computer doing my auditions. I'm checking what's coming in. I'm scheduling my whole day around jobs and auditions and who haven't I lunched with, who do I need to contact, who do I need to let know that I'm available or not available.
And even,
Well, and you're-
and even back in the beginning, when you weren't doing everything that you're doing right now, you were still doing that, right?
Still
Yes.
doing it. Same
Okay.
thing. I'm still contacting
There's the key
same
right there,
people.
folks. Yeah.
And these long-standing relationships will come back. You know, if somebody hasn't called you for, you know, I've been after this one casting director for probably 4 or 5 years now. She hasn't called me in. But that's not going to stop me from contacting her.
Persistent.
Yeah.
One of these
Yeah.
days, she's going to say, it's time. I
Yeah.
need her now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And plus,
either
you
that-
have an amazing website. You're,
Thank you.
Your
You're
website
big
is
on
fun.
Twitter
I have
and
to tell you
social
about the web
media.
lady.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Absolutely. She's got a
and
web
that's
lady story.
a huge thing is the social networking. I mean, it does increase your jobs. It increases your fan base. It makes everything be out there so much easier.
Right.
And it's a lot of work to learn to tweet.
Oh my gosh.
To
Yeah.
learn to Facebook, to keep your website, you know, current,
Yep.
to make your spiders crawl wherever you can make them.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and I know people who don't have iPhones yet, or who don't text yet, or who don't Facebook yet, and the learning curve is no fun. Any new device. I mean, don't you hate it when you have to learn a new device?
I kind of like it. That's
You
just
do?
that's my
You're a
character though.
techie.
I'm totally a techie. I
No,
love,
a techie. He's a techie.
like that spider stuff she was talking
Oh
about.
my gosh,
I'm just
we're-
learning about spiders,
Yeah.
and they're real things. They crawl your websites and take out information for Google.
No, because we've done all this
to advertise you.
optimizing for VO Buzz Weekly, for the website, because,
Yeah.
you know, we have a global
And your
business
website's really
now.
nice, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
It's easy.
Thank
the
you.
buttons are easy to read. There's not too many of them.
No, when
And
you
it's
hit them, they work. Like
Thank
something
you. Yeah.
happens.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But no, I mean, it's definitely, it's a global business. It's not just the voiceover business in LA or Chicago or New York. And so if
Yeah.
you want to compete, because you're
And
competing with those
you think
people, so you have to
once
be out
you make
there.
it, you go, oh, home free. So not.
No.
So never home free. I mean, one year, like Bob Bergen, his interview, it's exactly like that. You know, you'll make a whole lot of dough, and then you won't.
Yep.
And then you will, and then you won't. It's a BMW, it's a Matrix. It's a Mercedes, it's a scooter. You know, so I think just to play it safe, it's just going to be low-end Toyotas and save.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
go.
Put the money
Hey,
away,
there's some
then
advice.
you can travel and have a disposable
Toyotas and
income.
save.
Brilliant.
That's
Brilliant.
fantastic.
You just never know in this
Yeah.
business. So it's a really good thing that people pay me to talk like a baby and that I love doing it. And I love singing to kids too. It's so much fun.
Super. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everybody. Debi Derryberry is a rock star, am I right?
She's amazing. I love her.
Yes. Be sure and tune in for part 2. It's going to be even better, if you can believe that.
It is. Plus, send us your questions and comments and find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at VO Buzz Weekly. You guys take care until our next awesome episode, and just remember, you always have time for a little buzz.